start recording this.
This meeting is being recorded.
There you go. So anyway, yeah, so we'll open it up here. I know Eric had a few things he wants to share, but we'll kind of see where this goes. You know, we could always bring in a topic and then just talk about it, mastermind on it. There's a lot going on, obviously, all the time, you know, in this crazy business we're in. So anyway, Eric, did you want to share a couple things here to kick it off? And yeah.
Would love to. Why don't you let me share my screen, co-host?
Yeah, no worries. Here, let me do that real fast.
Hello, Pam. Nice to see you.
Hello.
I got Oregon people, I got Tampa people, San Diego people, Nashville people. Ready to go? Let me know whenever. Yep.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. So many of you know me. My name is Eric Golden. I've been around the industry now for about 35 years. I've owned a couple of brokerages. I've flipped about 350 houses personally. And so I've been around the game. And I don't spend a lot of time in the transaction side. Most of you know I spend all of my time, for the most part, spend all of my time in there we go, good deal. In the attraction side. So again, don't forget Thursday morning, we're doing the same thing, but we'll do it for attraction. But I do have thoughts on what agents should be doing to maximize getting more transactions. I put a list together of 10 plus 1. I'm going to put it on the screen quickly, and I'm going to go through them very, very quickly because this is not the lion's share of what we want to cover today, although it may stimulate conversation. And Jeff, you handle it any way you want to handle it.
Sure.
I'll throw the sheet up, and if we want to spend some time on each topic, we can do that. It could fill an hour, but again, we'll go ahead and run with it the way we run with it. Some of you already work directly with me. You've seen these topics before, so it'll be a good refresher for you. But with that said, let's go ahead and share the screen. Let's hope the right thing is on the screen when I share it. Hey, it is. I want more transactions. Now, some of this is going to sound sophomoric or elementary to some of you, but I want to make sure that you see it from my side. And again, I've got a perspective that generates more transactions, because for me, it's not about what we're doing. It's about the way we're being received. It's not about what we say, it's what they feel when we say it. And first of all, I want to congratulate each and every one of you for being here on a Tuesday morning when there's other places for you to be. I mean, there's 72,000 agents with EXP, and we only have about 30 of them in this class at the moment. Now, either we're the smart ones or the other ones are, but we're just going to pretend they don't know about the class. So with that said, these are topics that you will have heard from before. In fact, if you've ever been through coaching or you have a guru or any of that, they've handled some of these. But I want to make sure each and every one of you here at EXP within our Freedom Team group are aware of them. Let's start with business cards. It's not about handing out your business cards, it's about how to hand out your business cards. And most people hand out their business cards by doing what they've not been taught to do. In other words, they do what's natural, which is, hey, I'm a realtor in the local area. Here's my card. If I can ever do anything for you, love to help, right? Isn't that pretty much what everybody says? It's not what's going to get the best result. What gets the best result is handing a card to somebody and saying, and by the way, if you're within EXP, it's probably better to ask it this way. It's better to say, hey, I happen to be a local realtor. Again, after warming up, I happen to be a local realtor, but let me ask you, do you have a family member or a friend who's a good realtor? Ask that question right up front. Now you've created a dialogue. If you have trouble communicating with people, it's a great first step. Hey, I happen to be a local realtor. I'm curious, do you have a friend or a relative who happens to be a real estate agent in the area? Are they a good agent? If they say yes, get their contact information. You now have someone for agent attraction. If they say no, and most of them will say, well, I sort of know somebody. Say, look, I'm a different kind of realtor. What I do is I just want to give you my card, and here's why. I know you're not looking to buy or sell a house today, but you may be curious to what your house is worth. You may be curious who moved in down the street. You may need a plumber at 10 o'clock at night. I want to be a resource for that. Take my card, don't throw it in the trash, put it on the side of the refrigerator. And just if you ever need anything real estate, give me a call. That comes across differently than what we have done before. So again, passing out a card isn't about just handing out cards. It's about how you hand the card and whether it stays with them permanently. Okay, so remember, if you hand out your card to everyone you meet, And people say, well, everybody? How about this? Everybody you do a transaction with. That means if you interact with them and you transact something with them, hand out a card. If you're driving through the drive-through and you're giving somebody money, hand out your card. Why do I say that? It's just a card, but it'll pick up 3, 4, 5, 6 houses a year. You do the math on how much money that is for you. With that said,
Here, let me add something in on that. So one of our agents that she's been in the industry a long time now, but she started out, and she's an icon agent here with EXP, but she started out, her grandmother had been in real estate, and her grandmother told her when she was a brand new agent, she said, you need to put 10 business cards in your pocket and do not come home until you've given out all 10 of those cards in the day. And so she told her, she goes, you need to do that every single day. Doesn't matter all the things you mentioned, grocery store, coffee, driving through, anywhere that you're at. So she's like, for many weeks, months, maybe, she's like, I never came home until I gave all 10 business cards out in a day. And that's what launched her business, you know, going along with what you're talking about there.
well, some of the agents that are sitting here, and that's a great point for a new agent. It is a great point for a new agent, but it's a good point for all agents.
Yeah.
The other thing to remember is some people wear their name badge. I don't have it written here. I will tell you that it's more beneficial to wear a name badge than not wear one. If you're looking for an extra 1, 2, 3, 4 deals a year, these are things. These each are going to move 1, 2, 3, 4 deals a year. Business cards, a badge. Branding, I want to handle real quickly. The reason you brand yourself isn't so people know who you are, it's so they want to use you. I'll give you an example. I happen to have someone in the group that's jumped on that's Italian. And I said to her when we were originally talking, I said, you could brand yourself as the Italian chick that sells houses. As weird as it sounds, the Italian chick that sells houses is going to get someone who is Italian to reach out to you. Single parent, divorced, ex-military, ex-coach, sports coach, ex-soccer player. If you can figure out how to blend that into your business card, into your brand, if you have the ability to create a brand that's beyond just a person who's a realtor, think about what else you are and just think about how many other people are the same. That's why you brand yourself. So people that are like you want to connect with you. We all have choices in everything, but we tend to go with things that make us feel connected. So when branding, the branding should attract like-minded or like background, like demographic people to you. Jeff, anything to add? Are we good?
No, I mean, no, go ahead. I've got some thoughts. Go ahead.
Open houses. We're going to do a whole session on open houses. I got a buddy of mine named Sean Corbett. He kills it in this category. He'll come in one Tuesday morning and do the training. I know Jeff and he are talking about it.
Yeah.
But when it comes to open houses, realize this. If you're a realtor today and you're not sitting on 1 or 2 open houses a month, you're not doing what's probably the best single thing you can do to build up not only clients, but double-sided clients. We all know that open houses don't generally sell that house, but they do for the realtor what's necessary, which is gain more connections, more potential clients. So when it comes to open houses, it's the who, the how, and the do. It's the who am I going to call to sit on an open house? Because you don't have enough of your own. So what EXP agents or other agents, the who do I talk to? The how do I talk to them? What do I say to them so they'll let me sit on an open house for them? And lastly, how do I do an open house? These are the 3 things you want to be able to answer. And again, if you want to pick up clients and transactions, open houses, number 3 is the number 1 way you should be able to do it right now. Number 4, organic lead generation. I say get out and mingle. There's 2 ways to do that. There's 3 ways. One way is to go, don't leave your house with the purpose to meet people. Leave your house with a purpose to go do something you want to do. Go look at a new car, go walk through a new park, go to a shopping center looking for Christmas gifts for next year, but go with an intention not to meet people. Make meeting people what you do while you're there. Here's why. Because if you try to leave your house with the intention to meet people, you're going to stay at your home. It's not something you look forward to go doing. Go look forward to looking at cars. Go look forward to looking at clothes. Go look forward to looking at other houses. But while you're there, communicate. Now, with that being said, I am a big fan of joining either a civic or a sports-minded organization. Now, people say, well, what about if I sponsor a baseball team? My answer is nobody will remember your name. What you want to do is work the food booth or the concession stand on a Saturday or on a Tuesday night at the sports park. Why? Because then you interact with everybody. I do recommend you join a chamber of commerce. I don't necessarily recommend, unless you're an elite realtor, that you join a BNI. We can talk about that anytime you want. I love BNI, but it's not perfect for realtors unless you are really on top of your game. Then it's a great place for a real estate agent. Meetup.com is coming back because people are beginning to mingle again, depending on where you live. I recommend you start a meetup group. And when I say you start a meetup group, don't start a meetup group for real estate. Start a meetup group for a hobby that you like, where there's lots of people that will like that hobby. Because what you're looking to do is you're looking to be the leader of a group that's not real estate, but attracts people to kittens, sewing, needlepoint, sports teams, whatever you want to join. Start a meetup, get everybody there, and you be the realtor. Interact with all of them on a regular basis. The next thing is a non-organic lead generation, and that's KV Core. You all should be working with some online social media platform that is lead gen. I recommend KV Core because it's ours and it works. And if you don't know how to get it started, reach out to one of us. We'll guide you along the way. It does take work, but in the future, the best leads you're going to get are not ones you get from someone else. The ones you mine for yourself. And over the next year or two, a lot of the lead sources that you're used to getting things from, they're going to slow down. They're not going to come to you. They're going to become too expensive. So learn now how to generate your own. If you want someone else to begin generating, we've all heard of Make It Rain. Some of us don't understand exactly how it works. Okay, I'll say this one time real quickly. If you spend a couple $150 a month, you can probably get your lender or title company to split half of that with you for about $125 a month or $1,300, $1,400 a year. EXP is going to mine what you're looking for and drop it in your KV Core. And over the course of a year, you should pick up 3, 4, 5, 6 houses, and it costs you about $1,300 for the year. If you want to know how all of Make It Rain and KV Core works and some other things, there's something that most of you aren't aware of in EXP world. It's called the Hub. It's called a Live Explorer Guide, and it's in EXP world under the Onboarding and Agent Support tab. Go in, let a concierge there walk you around and study the Make It Rain education. Study the KV Core education. And you're going to find a whole lot of other things in the Hub that I think you'll find beneficial. There are some companies you've heard of and some you haven't that'll deliver you leads with you not having to pay anything until that lead comes to fruition and closes. You've heard us talk about these before. They are working for people in our group right now. Oho.com, upnest.com, and even Redfin will work with agents in many areas where they don't have their own. Number 9, we are going to begin moving all of our communication over to Workplace. It's something that Glenn Sanford wants us to do. I've had a discussion directly with him on why it makes all the sense in the world. This will allow us to communicate a little bit more freely, more directly, and more often amongst ourselves, dealing with transactions. We will come out with a whole new training on how to use Workplace to get transactions once we're there. Lastly, I want to leave you with these two. One of them is EXP training. Don't miss going to expcloud.com at least once a week and look through all the classes that are being offered. There are things that'll help you with some of what I've covered and other training topics to gain transactions. Please don't miss what's free to you. It's sort of like your mom and dad's knowledge. Now you're a teenager, you don't think they know anything. And lastly, Sean Kokoska, who is, again, he was the MEPS coach over at KW. He's a phenomenal trainer. He starts a brand new accelerated breakthrough program. It's a 16-week program. I think it costs $350 for once a week. He gets together with you over Zoom. I think it's a Tuesday at 1 o'clock Eastern, but go check it out. You can find it at iconcoaching.com, Accelerated Breakthrough. He's got a class starting, I believe, January 26th. So I'd highly recommend you get in that class. With that said, Jeff, back to you.
Let's open it up real quick, guys. Just some thoughts on some of the things that Eric shared. Let's get some discussion going. There's a lot there. You know, I've definitely got some things, you know, to throw out, but what are some thoughts you guys are having? What are some things you see? We're all looking to do more deals this year, you know, even for the most part. Most of us want to do more. What was some stuff that you picked up there from what Eric shared? Go and open up your mics and just throw it out there.
Or even other ideas that other people have.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
that, you know, they've done and seen success in Legion doing.
I actually just have a question about one of the topics, which is branding. It's kind of ambiguous to me to just say like brand yourself. So is there any sort of like good algorithm or place that it's got good direction for like what a person might do for themselves to brand themselves?
Eric, do you have any thoughts on that for yourself?
Yeah, well, first of all, we
Probably a
have
couple
branding
things.
classes. Yeah, we have branding classes in the cloud. Almost every week there's a branding class. Okay. There's another thing we all can do. We can all use Workplace more effectively by going to Workplace, going in the upper left-hand corner, I believe it is, where it says search, and put branding. And just look at people that have talked on Workplace about branding. And Nick, one of the things you can do is reach out to those agents and ask their input. But there is no necessarily that I'm aware of algorithm. What there is your background. And write 3 or 4 items that you think may be brandable, that other people could relate to because you've been through it. You heard me talk about Italian. That's one thing you could brand. Sports, your background is something you could brand. If you come from the military, it's something you could brand. If you've been divorced, it's not necessarily something you can brand for generality, but half of us have been divorced, but you can hold yourself out as a divorce or probate specialist. And there's a way to do that. And I think we've got classes on that as well. So I don't know of a place you can go, but Nick, if you ask yourself this question, what are the 3 or 4 things about my demographic that is different for me? I happen to be looking at your picture. You happen to not have a lot of hair on your picture. And as weird as this may sound, if you brand yourself as the bald realtor, there will be people with no hair that will reach out to you because they connect with you. Look at all the nods going on right now. It is what branding is all about.
Hey guys,
One of the things, if I
All
can
right.
just, I'm sorry, go ahead. Who was that? Mark? Was it you?
No, I was just responding.
Oh, I'm
That's
sorry.
fine. It's fine.
Go ahead. Mark, did you
I
want to
was
say
just gonna-
something about that, the branding thing?
I was just going to toss in on that. My wife and I are a domestic partnership, and we just happen to be Mark and Melissa. And so what came up good for us was M&M Homes team. And so the thing is, it really worked out. And what do? When we go around, we have a little bag we hand out, and we hand out a full-size bag of M&M candies. We don't promote M&Ms, we promote us. And that makes people think. And then also with, if you get to the point like we did when we wrapped our car with that, man, people almost getting wrecked looking at our car just because they're like, what is that? But the thing is, take what you have and just run with it. Nick, you have got, I just came up with one right there. It's like, on your card, say, it's bacon. You know what I mean? Like the old,
Yeah, I considered
bacon
using my
strips,
last name for sure. Yeah.
There's a
I
lot
mean,
to-
different
having a
things,
last
just,
name like
be
bacon,
creative and
everybody
have
remembers
fun,
it.
man.
Yeah. Like you do that. One thing that I would share, I think for all of us, you think about it. I mean, I'm in Colorado Springs. We got 4,500 realtors. One of the things I learned early on, how can I make myself stand out? Why should they hire me instead of one of the other 4,500? Because, there's whatever, swing a dead cat around, you're going to hit a realtor in their head. They're everywhere. I mean, it's just, and so how do I make myself stand out a little bit? And so one of the things I learned early on was to come up with a unique selling proposition, a USP, something that just makes me stick out above and beyond the other realtors. So I learned how to do some of that. One of the things that I had for years was, we had this buyer guarantee. And Aaron Ken talked a little bit about that. We were in the same coaching program, so he did the same kind of thing. I had a guarantee, it was on all my ads, it was on my card, it was on everything, for buyers, buy a home with us, a satisfaction, this VIP buyer satisfaction guarantee. If you're unhappy with your home purchase anytime within 18 months, we'll either buy the house back from you or sell it for free. Little asterisks up there, some conditions apply. It's my program. I create the conditions, but here's a reason why, wow, no risk in buying a home if you use us to do it. And then here's how, and then we spell out how that program works. We would get calls on that program. I had that on my signs. I had that on, I had a sign writer, up there, we did that. There's different things we would come up with, your home's sold guaranteed within a certain amount of time, or we'll do this. Your home sold whatever at a certain price, or we'll do this, and just certain things that would just make us stand out above and beyond just all the other realtors out there. And so there's ways you can brand yourself with that, but just coming up with some sort of unique thing. Here in Colorado Springs, we have, a lot of military, 4 military bases. You have the Air Force Academy here. We got, Peterson Air Force Base. We got Fort Carson Army Base down there, a lot of military. So, we've got, people here that you see some realtors here in town that's their focus. They're doing all the kind of military stuff. They're big on the military things, the Veterans Day Parade. They're out there doing stuff. They go down to Fort Carson. They set up a table. They give out pumpkins to all the, and they're posting all this stuff, this military stuff. And then of course they've got the designation, the MRP, Military Relocation Specialist, whatever it stands for. But they've got that designation, which is a 3 or 4 hour class you take, and now you can get that. And so they become the experts, in working with the military, and that becomes their brand. So just think about your market, where you are. There's tons of different designations out there, all kinds of stuff and classes you can take, and whatever. But to come up with some unique ideas for yourself. And again, that's stuff we can all kind of mastermind and play with. Some of the ones been around a while and done different things. How do you make yourself stand out? Why should a buyer hire you? I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that, whatever. But you got to make yourself something that puts you above and beyond. Where, let me say this one other thing. I'd get a lead. I'd get a lead that would come in. We'd call the lead, whatever. They're not just looking at our website. They're searching for homes in Colorado Springs. There's 5 other websites they've been on. And I might call them up and, would you want to get set up on a home search? Well, I'm already getting homes from 3 other realtors. No, thank you. We're good. And whatever. Well, hey, real quick, I don't know, what those other realtors are sending you. Just so you know, our search includes all the foreclosures, pre-foreclosures, short sales, divorce sales, corporate sales, whatever, would that be helpful for you? Now, every other realtor is probably sending them the same thing, but if they didn't define that out there, all of a sudden now it creates that doubt. Well, wait a minute, maybe I'm going to get more homes if I get on there with Jeff. So now I could set them up on a search. I would also then throw out that buyer guarantee. Hey, just so you know, if you do decide to work with one of us, with our team, we have this guarantee in place. And all of a sudden now it's like, man, they're working with me because there's no risk in working with me. They got 18 months of being in the home, that we'll buy the home back from them or sell it for free. And again, there's conditions on that program, which we could go into later. But you can do different things, and that becomes your brand. Kathy, I'm sorry. Go ahead. What do you want to?
No, I was just going to say, I think that may be a good follow-up class for you to or mastermind to have, where everybody's coming together, throwing out different kind of ideas, because somebody may throw something out that, somebody else likes. So I think that would be a good, another hour one day. Everybody just come up with ideas like, okay, we'll do buyers, we'll do sellers. Like, what are some good, USPs for each of those things, and kind of talk about that. And then, people leave the class that day with some great ideas, and they can pick one and start implementing if they want. But one thing that I'll add to that, it's great to be able to come up with that, or it's great to even come up with the brand for yourself, like the Italian realtor and all. But now, how are you going to get the message out to market? And what is so important anymore, and I've got to get a lot better about this my own self. I'll do it from time to time, but we all have to get used to going live in videos. I mean, it's critical, I think, in the way that our real estate industry is going. I mean, Jay Nelson, who sells a lot of houses, he said this for last year and a half, 2 years, and I 100% agree. If we're not doing video in the next 5 years, we're probably going to be out of business. And so, social media and live videos is that important. Outside of 99% of our comfort zone, but, selling your first house or listing your first house was outside of your comfort zone too. You did it in handful of times. Now you can do it with your eyes closed, probably. Yeah. And it's going to be no different with video. And Jeff, you're doing interviews live, but we need to, as agents, I mean, every time you're at an open house, every time you're showing a house, when you're at a home inspection, when you're going to go preview a house for listing, all of those things, you've got to go live on video, because people want to know that you're in the business. They want to know you're in the game. And, then simultaneously, you're marketing your message, whatever that is, right? The USP Jeff talked about, the Italian realtor Eric talked about, or whatever your brand is, you're just adding that into your message.
The branding really is three things. It really is what they see, the guarantee or the USP behind that, and then getting the message out. So that's branding as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else from the list? Anybody wanted to talk about?
Ask thoughts on like the business cards. I just want to mention that you mentioned that, because I mean, my first deal came from that exactly right there. I was sitting in our, I'm 2 weeks into the business, and I'm at our real estate office, which was actually a house that the broker had bought downtown Colorado Springs. There wasn't even a sign out front. Nobody knew it was a real estate company, whatever. That was our office. And I realized after a couple of weeks of being there, like, I got to get out. Like this, I'm not good. There's nobody walking in this door going to ask for like, hey, I'm looking for Jeff the realtor. Like, that's just not going to happen. So everything I was doing in that office, I realized like I could take my laptop and go sit in a Starbucks and do all the same stuff. And that's what I did. And I literally would get up, and probably I was there like 8 hours a day for 2-3 weeks. I just remember this. I went there every day. I got to know all the people behind the counter, whatever. And I would literally every hour and a half or so, I would get up, take a break, and I'd walk around that Starbucks and I'd just start talking to people. Hey, don't mean to interrupt you guys, whatever. I just wanted to hand out my card. I'm a realtor here in town. If you guys know anybody looking to buy or sell a house, and we get in this conversation. And sure enough, I remember one day doing that, and I get a call that night. Hey, my friend gave me your business card, said you met today at Starbucks, and it was a military couple. They're getting ready to get transferred out. And next thing you know, 2 days later, I'm at their house doing a listing appointment, and I get the listing, and it was all because I just, I didn't know these people. But talking to them, being out there and handing out my card and wearing the badge, I can't tell you how many times stand at the grocery store in line, whatever, and somebody will ask me a question. Hey, I see you're a realtor. The market's crazy right now. And the next thing you're having this conversation and handing out a card and whatever, that kind of stuff. Yeah, Kevin.
The key to you is, to me, you want to get their contact information if any way possible.
You can, absolutely.
You never want to just leave it up to them that they might randomly call you. So you just have that dialogue. You're in the grocery store line, and if they seem like they have any interest, or my cousin's actually thinking about selling, hey, would you mind? Do you think they'd mind if I just gave them a call? I can, and then you go to your USP, you spit that out, and so now you're this unique realtor. Maybe others are doing things like that, but not talking about it. And so you get their attention where they want to be able to give your name and your number out. But let me show you something real quick. So talking about going into Starbucks, one of our agents here creates these, and they just go on the back of your computer. I don't know if you can see it. So if I'm sitting in a Starbucks, and my laptop's open, that's what can be seen.
That's good.
So I don't even have to, I mean, if I hear anybody talking about homes, yes, but this right here is a conversation starter. You know, if you're sitting there in, like I said, in a Starbucks or a restaurant or what have you, got your laptop open, it's plastered on the whole, and it takes the whole back.
It's a
part of the
billboard.
screen.
It's like a
Yeah,
small
it's a
billboard right there.
Small billboard, that's right,
Yeah.
wherever you're at with your laptop.
Have you guys seen the digital business cards? You know, so that's getting out there. Have you starting to see that? So like even the same kind of thing, like that's one nice thing about those is, you know, again, you're in that line and you want to get their number. Hey, what's your number? I'll text you I've got a digital business card. I'll text you my card. You get their number just like that.
Yeah.
You know, and now you send them that and now you've got their number. And it's all through the phone and technology and whatever, but you can get those digital business cards now, companies out there that are doing that, you know, and that's another thing to be thinking about with all that. So pass it out that way, you know? So who's doing, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry, Melissa, go ahead.
One thing I wanted to share when I first got into real estate in 2014, I know you're talking about passing out the 10 cards. Well, you know, that don't really force you to get it done before you go home. So I bought a dozen roses, which were $10 at Kroger. And I had them take the thorns off and put them in the little water tubes. And I put my business card at the bottom of the rose, right at the head of the rose there. And what I did is I walked around and I handed out roses, because if you didn't hand those out for you at home, they're going to die. So then I became to be known as the Rose Lady, which was crazy, but everybody knew it. So everywhere I went, I was handing out roses, whether I was going into a business, whether I was meeting someone at Starbucks that was a lender. I gave them my rose, and then they just, you know, that really hits home. But that's another reason, if you just have something besides just the card, in my opinion, you're giving them something else that starts that conversation as well. If you have a problem making a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it makes you stand out over every other agent out there, right? That's just handing them their card. It just makes you stand out. And, you know, what y'all are doing now, Melissa, with, you know, the M&Ms, you know, that played in great with y'all's initials and what have you. So all of us can have some kind of, yeah, Nick, you need to have some homemade bacon. There you go. Bacon jelly. Oh, bacon jelly. Yeah. Like we can all just come up with something to brand ourselves and then just give that out with a card. Like I actually like that idea a lot.
See the
But
rose
I'm all
over your,
about
see the rose
like-
over your shoulder there, Melissa.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all about like trying to get their contact info. And if you have that, you know, digital card, like Jeff mentioned, it's an easy way to, oh, let me get your number. Let me shoot you my business card. They're not even thinking, you're trying to get their number.
Look at Tara, the picture of Tara, if you can see the screen. She's the Jeep realtor. This is an example of people that like Jeeps are going to think of her, but more importantly, they're all going to remember her. So that is, again, it's not a guarantee on the back end. We're not going to buy your Jeep. She's the Jeep realtor. So there's lots of ways to think about branding.
Yeah.
Michael Higdon, are you there? I mean, Michael's
There's
a
my
great,
card.
great agent. I'm curious. Oh yeah, what he?
I know it's just kind of cool. It's my digital business card. So again, it's got my phone number at the top, EXP. There's a thing right there. Then all these links right here. When this goes to them, you know, call now, email now, professional bio, home search, home valuation. You know, so there's stuff for sellers, buyers, links, EXP partner with me. I can give that to a realtor, whatever. Now it takes them to a page where they can learn all about EXP videos, all kinds of stuff. When they hit home search, it takes them right straight to my KV Core page where they can now put in a search for, you know, homes and all that kind of stuff. And again, I get that as soon as they do any of this stuff, number one, I've got their number because I texted this to them. Okay. But once they go in here now and start looking for anything, it shows up as a lead. I get a ping, you know, whatever. And I got a lead now in my KV Core. And now I can start doing all that kind of stuff with them. So anyway.
What company did you set yours up with? There's several out there.
This one here is through Nick Krem's company. This is through its Content Cards, contentcards.com. Yeah.
I found something for Nick. Here we go for Nick Bacon. Here we go.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, wow. There you go, Nick.
But here's what I want everybody to realize.
That's.com.
Think about it this way. When Nick came on today, he was looking for something that we could provide for him. Now he potentially is the saltwater tapping king of Portland.
The bald saltwater tapping.
Yeah, the bald stuff. It actually looks like him a little bit on that. Nick, we're picking on you. But he's just coming back from COVID. Everybody be nice to him. But here's what I want everybody to hear. The reason we come to these events each week is to just make us think a little further, go a little further. How can you, some of you are branded perfectly, but how can you push it a little further? It might be what Kathy said, do more live things. It might be what Melissa said, get out there and do it 10 times a day. But it's got to be doing something. And that's why you come. Anybody else have anything else on that, on the list at all?
Yeah, I do a lot with probate. And in the past, I was sending out just my normal, excuse me, if you may, I was sending out my normal business card, that on one side, that on the other. But I decided, you know what, if you line up 4 or 5 cards, they're all going to look like this, okay? Because these probate and executors and even probate attorneys are getting a lot of these. So then I designed that one and it says the probate agent
Nice.
on it. So if you have 4 of these lined up on a table and they're like, who's going to specialize this and who's going to set themselves apart a little bit? So that it's a small thing, but again, whatever you're doing, like Jen was talking about, the military agent or the Air Force agent, whatever you're doing, but again, small thing.
Yeah.
But it's helped out a lot.
We used to have a card Eric brought this up for the divorced real estate agent because there's a designation you can get for that, which by the way was, I've been in real estate 10 years when I got that. The stuff I learned through that just blew my dang mind. We'll do, you know what, Jeff, I should talk about that on another class because it's just things as an experienced agent who sold a lot of houses that I learned to talk about with divorced clients. But anyway, that kind of came back to bite us in the butt. I quit doing that because it offended some people, because then we were like the divorced agent specialist, even though I had never been divorced. But I was so passionate about what I had learned through that class. I was like, man, clients need to know this information. And so again, we started branding ourselves and we got a couple of complaints. Actually, somebody posted on their social media with the card going, can you believe these agents are doing this? I was like, oh Lord, maybe we should shift a little bit there,
Kathy, just so you know, my opinion, this won't surprise anybody. Mine may be the opposite. I love when other people are talking negatively about your brand, as long as it's not a negative brand, because they're talking about you.
Yeah, that's some truth there.
Hey, Michael. One of the things that you can also do with the probate is we put an ink pen in there with no business card. We put an ink pen in a letter, and at the bottom of the letter explains why I'm sending them a blue ink pen instead of a black or anything else, because they're going to be signing a lot of documents, and some of them will need to be originals and some are going to be mailed out. So we enclose something positive that they can learn from their probate, something I'm giving them that's a tool that will help them know why they need a blue ink pen. It's just a thought.
That's a great little point. Thank you for that.
I'm pulling up a couple things here. How many of you guys are using KV Core? Just show of hands, or an IDX system of some sort. Do you have an IDX website of some sort that you're using, driving traffic to, leads to, anything? Because I did a training. I mean, I put like just a quick video, and I've done some of this with Eric. We've been did a couple 3-way calls, Zooms. We're kind of showing some people how KV Core can work. But let me share my screen because it's something I'm going to talk about a little bit later today at this event we're doing. But in terms of bringing in more leads, so again, you can do this with any IDX website. But I just want to show you guys a couple things that are on here because you can set up searches, do different things, and post things on like a Facebook business page, a link on, LinkedIn, different things to bring in leads. One of the things I want to show you here real quick is up here in the top right, homeowner tips. If you've all got this on your page, so you click on this, and I don't know if you've ever clicked around on this, but it just brings up basically every couple, 3 or 4 days, they're putting articles on here. So it's almost like a blog. Okay. Now what's cool about this, if I don't know, okay, curb appeal that lasts through the winter. This one they just posted yesterday. But if I click on this, I want to show you something because right here, it looks like I wrote the article. Right there's my name, January 17th, Jeff Morrell. I did not write this article. I had nothing to do with this article. Okay. But it looks like I did. All right. Now right here. And so here's this article about curb appeal and, all this kind of stuff. Right. You could take that article right here. If I copy and paste that there in the browser, and I go to Facebook, and let's say I go to my Facebook business page or my personal page, you can go to LinkedIn, you can do all kinds of stuff, and I just paste that right there. And now it puts that article, I can post that article right there. And then I might take, like, I might do, this is what I'll do with something like this, let's see. The first line, when most people talk about curb appeal, at least part of what they're talking about involves landscaping, other green, and making your home look inviting. That's great. Let's see. I might just take like a line. I'll find a line in here. Let's just say it was that first line. I might copy that right there, and I'll put that right there, and then I can post that. I'll do that right now. Now, when
And
I
I
post,
wondered if you add emojis and things too, it'll make it really stand out. So like you could have added one of them little house emojis or,
Right.
you know.
now here's what happens though. When somebody clicks on this article, what does it do? It takes them right back to my KV core page. In here, anything now that they start doing on here, it's going to bring them back. And now, I can pick up leads through this thing. And that's what happens. So it's just, now here's another thing I could do. I could read through that article, turn that article into a video. In other words, like I could read that article a few times, just get enough familiar with it, make a couple notes for myself. And now I could go live on Facebook, and I will tell you, they love live.
Yeah.
The algorithm loves live. If you start getting some interaction on there, Facebook loves that. They'll put you up towards the top and all that kind of stuff. But you could even have your notes with you, but hey, just, get on there, go live, or just do a video if you want to, record it on your phone and then post it and put a couple things around it. You can make it pretty simple to do, but video is king. I don't know if you guys saw it. It was back in the middle of December, I think, in the news came out, whatever, and said 82% of online searches in 2022 are going to involve video. People are looking for 82%.
Mm-hmm.
Video. It's so you guys have maybe seen me if you're friends with me on Facebook. I have been doing live interviews like twice a week with realtors, EXP agents. We're talking a lot of just real estate stuff, but also some EXP stuff. But video is definitely the way to go. I would tell you, maybe it's uncomfortable. Figure out how to do that. Get past that, because it is definitely the direction that things are going. But you can take any of those articles on that KV core page, and they're doing two a week, 3 a week sometimes. And you can turn those into videos if you want. If you're looking for content, go watch other agents' videos. Just listen to it a few times and make your own video. There's not all that much new information out there. I mean, let's face it. But yeah, Steve.
Where do you get those videos? You said that they were being uploaded by some source.
Well, no, so that's on your KV core page. Homeowner
Oh, it
tip
is?
is up there. Yeah. Just that blog is up there. And then, but you could take, I'm just saying you could take that and turn it into a video if you wanted to. You can make your own video by just using that content. Read that article a few times, get familiar enough with it.
Right.
Now you could just, okay, I'm going to do a video on that subject. And you go on there. It doesn't have to be a long, fancy video. It might be, it's 3 minutes. Hey guys, something real quick. I just wanted to share, it's wintertime here. Whatever, if you're looking to keep, an article I just read, you even said an article I just read, thought I'd just go on here live and just share a couple things out of this article. Whatever, you could do just something as simple as that. But the more you do that, and then if you post that up to a YouTube channel, start creating a channel, here's all these videos, whatever. Next thing you know, you become the expert. The cool thing about video is it works 24/7. And 5 years later, people are still watching your videos. And over time, you did a couple of those a week, you got 100 videos a year, 300 videos after, whatever, you become this expert. It's just, it's a tool that can be used in big ways. I haven't taken advantage of it. I'm starting to.
Jeff, show us your Facebook page again, your realtor Facebook page.
So my realtor page, I've got
the one you just posted it on.
Well, yeah, okay, that was just my regular page.
Just put it on, show that one.
Here's my realtor page. I'm sorry. Oops, I'm sorry. Wait, I got to share my screen, don't I? Jeez.
Only if you want us to see it.
Sorry. So this is my realtor page right here. I've just got, Freedom Team, but then I'm posting videos and just different real estate stuff, on here. This was an article I just found the other day, and I thought it was kind of a cool article, so I put this on here. I'll go different places and find articles. Now, a lot of them will lead people back to my KV core page because I want to pick up the lead. But also you can just go to, I've got some of these pages just saved on here. Like I've got this, and I've showed you guys some of this before. Let me see. Right here, daily news articles, Realtor Magazine. So you can go on here, for, let's see, I might find, when renters are saving for down payments fastest, no, automaker brand, let's see. Might just find something that would, let's see. Buyers rushing to lock in mortgages. I don't know. Home features prompting more Americans to move. I might click on that. And all I gotta do is copy that right there. And now I can post that. And now here's an article. So, and again, I could take that. What I'd like to do then is I could take that article and turn it into my own video. I could read that, get familiar enough with it, and I can just go on live and just talk about it for 2 or 3 minutes. And now I've got a video. And then I'll post that. I can post that video on my, on my YouTube channel, whatever. Different things you can do with it. I'm just learning how to do a lot of this stuff, but there's so many different sources out there. You find something good and then you go back and you post it on your Facebook page. You could do it on your business page. Business page, I do real estate sometimes 3 or 4 times a day. On my personal Facebook page, maybe once a day, maybe once every other day, I'll post something real estate because I don't want to just bombard people with real estate on my personal page. I mix it in for sure, but I'm driving everybody back to my business page and building that up as well, because that I can post all day long as far as real estate without running people away, because they know that's what the page is for. It's for real estate, So anyway, different things I'm doing with that, playing around with that, but definitely getting traction out of that, on the agent attraction piece for sure. But also just, we're picking up buyers, we're picking up leads from it, because after a while you just start standing out. You look like you're the expert, you're giving them information that would be helpful. But there's some, if you go to like CNBC, they've got a whole real estate section. There's Housing Wire. There's, Forbes has a real, Forbes website. There's a real estate section on there. Like I just go on there, if I'm looking to post something, I haven't posted something today, I'll just go and I'll look at some of those different pages, find a good article, and then I'll post it. So, oh, you're muted, Eric.
Anybody have any other questions about anything else on the sheet? Because I may not be here as a co-host next week. Everybody remember, on Thursday morning, same time, different link. We're going to be doing an attraction class every Thursday morning. Don't forget. But if anybody has a question about anything else, now's a good time.
Any kind of question, any kind of comment.
Hey guys, one other thing on branding I was just going to say was,
Okay.
There you go. Oh, you're muted, Mark.
there we go.
There you
Okay,
go.
sorry about that.
That's okay.
I seen that on the list about name badge. There's every realtor from every company out there with a name badge, and you're trying to keep up with them, make sure they don't turn crooked, left, right, or anything like that. We have through one of the people actually wrapped our car. They do all kinds of stuff, and they did some embroidering on some shirts that we brought to them. And like I said, now we've got our name on our shirts with our branding and our little logo, because what it is, like Melissa tells me, I've never met. Must be weather. The one thing is that she says, I just won't shut up and I talk to everybody. It doesn't matter. So under my name of Mark Allen, I've got Icebreaker. And then when I get talking to them, they say that one certain thing or one certain line that sparks interest under Melissa's name is Deal Maker. So it's like, I'll break the ice with them, get them comfortable, getting talking to them. And then when they said that certain thing, then I step back, Melissa steps in, and man, I'll tell you what, it's a great combination. It has worked really good for us.
That's awesome. It's different things you can do. Any other thoughts, guys, real quick? We'll wrap it up. Questions, comments? Next week, Sean Richardson is coming on. And I forget what let's see, we've been trading texts. I'll let you know, I'll post it, what he's gonna be talking about. He's got a topic he's gonna do. Sean Corbett will be on with the open house thing. That'll be coming. Kathleen is rescheduling. And again, that was my fault for thinking she was doing it today. but she will be back for sure here to do her second part as well. So, but yeah, don't miss, if you're interested in the agent attraction piece, Thursday morning, same time. That's all posted as well. That's been going great. We had about 30 people on there last week, so some really good stuff. Those of you here in Colorado Springs, I'll probably see a lot of you here this afternoon down at the warehouse. We got this big event from 1 to 5, so lots happening. So anyway, guys, we'll wrap it up. Eric, thank you very much for sharing everything. Appreciate it. Kathy, everybody, guys, thank you all. This will be recorded. It is recorded. We'll post it up here on the page here in the next little bit. So good stuff in
Thank
there.
you.
Okay, guys, have a great day. Have a great rest of your week. Thanks, everybody.
Have a great day.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.